Hey guys, welcome to How to Infuse. Today we're going to take a look at changing spark plugs on Chevy Traverse. This is the first iteration of the body style. I'm not sure of the years offhand. This one is a 2010, so kind of in that range. And I thought it was just going to be a quick job. I actually wasn't looking to video this particular repair because I'm kind of crunched for time today. But this one's a doozy, so let's check it out. What I've done already is take off the plastic top. So there's a shield around the front that is removed with body clip pins. You'll have to pry those out, and then you take the oil cap off and remove this. It just kind of pops up. So I kind of skipped all that, and I'm going to show you what's involved, and then we're going to go ahead and get started. So I'm going to freehand this a little bit, but if we look, here's our intake plenum. And if we look in the back, you can barely kind of make out three connectors that hook up to, I don't know what you'd call it, I guess igniters or something, because they rest directly on the spark plugs. Those, there's quite a bit of clearance here, so I'm probably going to be able to reach those no problem. But the front is the issue. We can see one of them right here, okay? And I've already taken that out, and I thought maybe I could wiggle out this boot just to get a better look of what's in store. You can see the bolt from the next one, and then lastly, somewhere hidden deep up in here is there's the bolt for it, is the third one. So these are going to be the problematic ones, the ones in the front. And ultimately, as I tried to pull it out to get a look at least this one, ultimately this plenum is going to have to be removed, and it looks like I'll have to undo, or at least move some of this cabling out the way. Definitely going to have to remove the air filter boot hookup, and it looks like on top looks like 13mm 5 screws, and then possibly more. I have to see once I get some of this out of the way. I feel like there's one down here. Alright, so I'm gonna start clearing stuff away so I can get in there a little bit and get to the front ones. I have not done the back, because what I'm actually hoping for is maybe once I have this loose that I'll have a little more access to the back, but I'm gonna concentrate on getting the difficult ones done first. Alright, that was easy enough. There is in fact another screw down here. A little worried, looks like there's a gasket on there or something. Quite a bit of oil in the throttle body too. Not liking that. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and remove the air filter housing. I do have a new air filter that I plan on installing. It looks like a Torx bit. Wow, got it on the first try. Note to self, I need a good set of Torx bits. one of the things I want to do here is make sure these bolts are all the same size as I'm taking them out. Alright, this looks good. Oh man, just love it when things work. Alright, so I don't even need to take that out. It just slid, and you can see all 3 of those igniter packs. One I have loose already. I guess we could pull that out and take a look what that looks. Oh, look at that. So it looks like I'm going to have to unplug them. Let's hope to avoid that. Awfully dirty around here. I'm going to turn on my vacuum again. Alright, our first spark plug is in range. These are AC Delco Iridium plugs. Now you're not supposed to gap them. They should be preset at around 0.04. So we will check it. And it's about right, maybe a little bit too tight. But I don't want to damage them. So I'm going to kind of leave them. Let's see if we can get one of these suckers out. Pretty deep in there, so you're going to want a socket wrench that still has the rubber grabber in there. I'm going to extend this a little. Gotta tell you, that did not feel good at all. I'm a little concerned. Alright. Actually felt like spark plug broke off. I'm still not very sure about it. Sure, there's a torque setting for these plugs. I'm just going to gauge on about how tight that was. Alright. So these are not original equipment. They're TR5. I don't know if that's Iridium. NGKs. And I don't like that there's a lot of oil on the plug that apparently is leaking in through there's a little chute that goes around the plug. But alright, first one out. I'm gonna go get a rag. Okay, so I just looked up that NGK plug. TR5 plug is a copper core standard plug. Definitely not what's supposed to be in this vehicle. That is the cheapest possible spark plug. Which is fine if you're running a regular maintenance schedule where you're replacing the plugs, you know, fairly often. But these cars are designed to go 100,000 miles. Well, I don't know the exact requirement, but many cars today can go 100,000 miles before needing a tune-up. Not so if you're running single copper core plugs. Now there are some solutions. I know Dodge runs double plugs in some of their Hemis, and they can extend the change time there because you're obviously apparently either sparking at different intervals or twice in each cylinder. just felt the spark plug seat against the head, so I'm just going to give a little bit of torque to tighten it, and then hope that I'm able to convince my socket to return. There we go. Alright, so we have one already done. Here's the igniter pack. I didn't show you the screw that I took, and that doesn't appear to be the one that I took out, but this is the retaining screw, and we're going to go ahead and, as we replace them, close them up so that we don't get confused about where anything goes. Also plugging the electrical connector back on. Alright, we'll move on to the next one. Alright, igniter's loose. Ooh, don't drop screws. Removing the plug. And now we'll just gently pull out that igniter. Nothing noticeably different between the other one. Next plug. It's a little weird how they break loose. That one's a little bit wide. Too hard, don't want to overshoot the mark. Which of course I did now. Oh, no, right on it. So, I'm going to tell you, don't set your gaps. That's the instruction, but I just can't resist it. Now these plugs do not have a crush washer, so if you're used to that, you need to be mindful that they seat against the head, so all this tightening right now is doing is just drawing the spark plug down. It's not actually tightening. You'll feel it when it hits, and then that's the point where you're going to tighten it. Next one's done. This one is threading into the actual igniter. First one did not seem to do that. This one still has the lock for the clip, which none of the other ones have. Ooh, so noticeably different. Not liking that. Oh man. See, seeing something like that makes me think that it's not a spark plug issue. Crap. Full of oil. I feel like no choice but to let that drain into the cylinder head. It's gonna smoke pretty bad when we first start it up. Do you see this? Look at this. Fortunately now I can't see what this plug looked like. Obviously no oil was getting in, but what a mess. So it's likely we're gonna need a valve cover gasket replacement pretty soon. Just not ready for that. That'll be a whole nother video. Ooh, busted through the towel. Alright, believe it or not, first side is done. Can't say that I'm really happy with how it turned out. Alright, let's see if we can get to the back ones. Now, ideally, nice if I could move this forward some. Gain the same advantage. Alright, I wouldn't say it's much, but it does give me some advantage. Can reach better. Well, appears to be right where it was. So. I'm gonna get all these started first. Make sure none of them are stripped, and make sure that the plenum's also in the right spot. What else did I disconnect? I feel like that's everything. So one thing that I kind of had a feeling about was the throttle body, and I see oil in there, and also in the hookup tubes from the mass airflow sensor and air filter. There was a lot of oil, so I'm gonna go ahead and give that a little shot of throttle body carb cleaner, and then we might wait a couple minutes before we start it up, and hopefully it's gonna run pretty good. It will throw some codes because we don't have the mass airflow sensor on. Now that stuff's pretty flammable, so you don't want to start the engine right now. You want to wait, let that dissipate a little bit. Alright, I think we can go ahead and start it up. Alright, lots of smoke as I anticipated. Due to the oil that went in, and you heard the clanking too. This engine has some issues, but there's the smoke. And I gotta tell you, I'm not liking the, it's idling awfully rough. So my hope is that is to do with the air mass flow sensor not being on. So let's go ahead and go ahead and put our air filter and mass airflow sensor back on, take it for a test ride, and check the codes, clear the codes, take it for another test ride, something like that, and see where we stand. New air filter in place. Probably a better view. Alright, we're all hooked up. I'm ready. Alright, I went ahead and ran a code check. I had 16 codes, some of them I'm aware of, and then also had some flow sensor codes. That's due to us not having everything hooked up. And there were some misfire, random cylinders and cylinder number 6. So in the meantime, you can see with the codes cleared and everything hooked back up, it's idling down now. And it looks a lot better than before. Yeah, I'd say that we probably have success here. Well, I do see a little shake in the engine. It doesn't look to be missing, and it's idling pretty low right now. So we're gonna go take it on a test ride, and hopefully we'll be good to go. The wife will be happy that her car is working right again. All right, so there we go. Spark plugs on a 2010 Traverse. It's clanking a little bit, but I mean, the engine has over 200,000 miles on it. I think we're at 240. I'm gonna go ahead and put this back on, check all the fluids and everything, and should be ready for her to use. So hopefully you found that useful. A little bit more involved in changing plugs on these cars than what I initially thought, but it should be a little easier for you, having seen it now, the whole process from beginning to end. So if it helped you, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe. That goes a long way to keep YouTubers like me making videos like this for people like you. Thanks for watching.